Republican National Committee that gives the state party, it's a web-based
Right.
application, and you can go in, and I think we can, don't quote me on this, but I think we can get each precinct chairman can get their own individual username and password for their precinct. And you can go in and manipulate the data however you want.
Okay.
If not, I will see that we get everything printed out by precinct, and then we'll have to pass out.
Okay.
And that's probably
Still won't
going to
go over
be
the
the best
budget.
thing to have that
Only the
broken
ones who
out
voted
by
for
precinct.
last four
I'm gonna leave that to you.
But that more likely they are Republicans.
I do have a comment. Do you mind?
Not really, that's exactly.
You have dual chairs. Well, one thing, we're gonna try very hard to get in and out of there in a reasonable amount of time. I've told the committee that I'm working with that if we do our job correctly, everybody at the convention will be just a little bit ticked off at us. Because nobody will possibly get everything they want. Because we have 17 people there, we got 52 times 2 at the at the district convention, and 40 times 2, so we got 104. We have this list, a list of 104, and another list of 80 that we have to make up for people who want to go in these different positions, and then we have to decide. So, you know, this one's the critical one, I would say, you know, for the business of this convention. But nobody's going to walk out of there totally happy. I don't think it's humanly possible to make everybody happy on anything like that. But we're doing our darndest to get it done. With the proviso that we want people who are willing to work their butts off to accomplish the goals that these guys have been talking about. We have had some people in the past that didn't do very much when they had these positions. We're trying to avoid that in the future. So, you know, so there's a lot going on. And another thing, if any of you want to go to the state convention or to the district convention, you can legally give me your name tonight. Okay? I have many of the names of people in this room are already on the list. The list has not been voted on. We just know that you want to go. And then we have to discuss and be fair as we allocate all those numbers too. But anybody in the room that wants to do it, and the people didn't, and like somebody's here and their wife wants to go with them, you can give me both names. They didn't have to be at the convention. They don't even have to be at this convention. Okay? So if you, before you leave tonight, if you want to make sure you're on the list, come over and tell me. Okay?
I want to say that I really appreciate the way you guys have done this, opening it up to a whole bunch of new people and everything, and reaching out. I think that's terrific.
Well,
Now,
we're going to try.
yeah,
I'll let you know how I feel about it.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out what you said again.
Thank you.
If the precinct chairman isn't going to be there Saturday, the secretary take over?
Yeah.
yeah. One thing I just want to mention for information's sake, all of these 17 positions here, that makes up the executive committee.
No,
No.
they're all on the executive committee, but there are other people in addition to others.
Okay, I'm sorry, all of these, I stand corrected, but the executive committee meets once a month. Now, the precinct chairman, then they are in the county committee,
Right.
and they meet once a quarter.
I thought it said in the rules they did that twice a year, the precinct.
It's
A minimum of twice a year.
Amendment. Oh, okay.
what we have intended is once a
Well,
quarter.
our mode has been once a quarter for the county committee and once a month for but the new county committee can decide.
They don't change that, but I don't think they will. They want as much germination of ideas as possible. You can't meet twice a year to get anything done.
No, I thought that was right, but it does say amendment.
But these 17 positions know what's going to run the market.
Any further questions? Well, I thank each and every one of you for being here tonight and for getting involved in this process. And that's why I think people like you is why we're going to be able to move this thing up to the sky here, building the Republican Party. And we'll just tell you that I was at Broadway Diner for dinner last night, and the lady is over at the next table that I know, and she had two couples with her I'd never seen before. And I went over and spoke to her, and apparently this lady had told them that I was working on trying to get things done in the Republican Party. And the first thing out of their mouth said, "We're Republicans too." So I've got their names, addresses, phone numbers, and emails coming. So you got to touch them wherever you can. And that's helps build the party. Yeah.
Harold, if our precinct, the Flint precinct, wants to have a meeting, some kind of like this, and invite people in our precinct to come and listen, can we get you to come and help out with that, or?
Well, Dave, and I think it's okay to tell you some of the people that have applied for various positions, whether or not that's where they end up, that's going to be determined Friday. Bob, as an example, he applied to be vice chairman of training. What do you think of that? Is he the right guy for that? I have applied to be treasurer because, my feeling is we have to regain confidence of the folks that money is going to be taken in and spent properly. And once we do that, and gain that confidence, then people will be forthcoming with contributions to help us raise the money that we need. And when we get $1.7 million,
Yeah, right, $1.7 million.
we get us a new helicopter like the sheriff just got. And Denise, you want to tell us what you had applied for?
Vice Chair Operations West.
Okay. And let's see, who else? Pat? Applied for first vice chair.
I've applied for the vice chairman of Rules and Procedures, and I'll be interviewed on Saturday.
Right. Can you imagine anybody would be more like a bulldog on procedures?
I should have been the one that collected money.
Harold, I got another question. Now, the money that we are to make sure that we're spending correctly, is that going to elect Republicans or to assist in their campaigns? How is that money spent?
That money is not, in my view, is not to spend contributing to, at this moment in time anyway, not spent for campaign contributions to go out to the various candidates. Now, if the county committee votes and can spend it that way, then that would be considered. But right now, I'm not aware of it ever being spent that
The
way.
one caveat there is that the party is not going to enter a primary race against the Republicans. Okay, so the party is not going to take a financial position and say, we're going to back this Republican against that.
In this county.
But if there's money and we have a serious Democratic contender to anybody, then we got to get involved.
Yeah.
Whoever
But
wins
that'll
the
have to be
prize.
voted on by the county committee.
Now, in lieu of that, then where does this money go? In lieu of this particular situation coming up, what do we do with that money?
Well, we have, among other things, we have the county party headquarters up there on the square. And what are some of the other things, Lane?
We've got
Well, we
grants.
have-
Signs, advertisements.
It's signs, advertisements, printed material.
Telephone.
Lunch.
In the past statewide elections, we bought thousands of signs for Sacramento. I mean, we really got out for Sacramento canvas and.
You know, when we were able to use the
How
bulb,
are
we
they?
used the up there to make the phone calls for get out the vote. You know, we were trying to defeat Roy Moore.
That's important.
But
That's
see,
really
the way the money is spent actually is up to that group of people.
Who else on that list do you know that's running?
Okay,
Well, the thing is, right,
membership, Carol,
Membership.
outreach, who else?
Lane is running.
Carol who?
Is running for chairman.